Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to apply the name, title, date, and dress decals to your wine glasses. This is also how you would apply the ones with the tuxedos. Anytime you have more than one color with vinyl, you are going to have to apply it separately. Vinyl just comes in single colors, so unfortunately that's just the way it is with vinyl. So you will need some supplies. You'll need a rolled up t-shirt or towel, something that will help stabilize your glass. You'll need your decals, your glass. I use a squeegee. You don't have to buy one of these. You can if you want. They're located usually where the Cricut and Silhouette is at your craft store, but you can use a credit card or a ruler. Anything with a flat surface will work. You're also going to need some rubbing alcohol and cotton balls or paper towels, just whatever you have on hand. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to apply some of the rubbing alcohol to the surface where we're going to put our decal. This will just help it get nice and clean, remove fingerprints. We want to make sure we have a really clean, dry surface for our decals to adhere to. So while that's drying, I always send these ready to apply. They've been pre-rubbed, but I always recommend just taking your squeegee or your ruler or your credit card and just kind of going over it one more time just to make sure that the decal is really stuck to the transfer tape. All right, that should be good. Our glass is nice and dry. So what I like to do is take my t-shirt that's just kind of rolled up, and this just helps stabilize the glass so it doesn't roll away from us here. All right, so for this style, I always apply the name and the title first. That way it's easier to center my dress. Anytime I have text this far apart, what I like to do is just cut a little slit in each side. You don't have to do this. I just find it's easier for me. What that's going to do is it's going to let me stick the center down, and then I'll be able to work with the top and the bottom kind of separately, but the spacing will still be the same and they'll still be centered correctly. So what we're going to do next is we're going to slowly peel our backing paper away from the transfer tape. And you want to do this slowly because you want to make sure everything is sticking to the tape and nothing is left behind on the paper. If something is left behind on the paper, you're just going to put your paper back down and rub it down again. It should come off really easily, but every once in a while it can be a little stubborn. Sometimes the little dots or the dots of the eyes, those kinds of things are usually what's going to be stubborn, if anything is. All right, so now you're just going to line it up where you want it on your glass, and you're going to press down in the center first. You always want to start in the center and work your way out to the sides. Because it's a curved surface, you know, it's just always a slightly trickier than doing it on a flat surface. Now because I've cut the slit here, I can work with the top a little bit separately from the bottom, and it just makes it a little easier, I think. So you're going to push down in the center and work out to the sides, and then we're going to do the same for this portion. If you get a wrinkle or a bubble in the transfer tape, that's no problem. What you want to avoid is bubbles and wrinkles above where any of the vinyl actually is. Won't hurt anything at all if it's just in the tape. So don't panic if your tape's not totally flat. It won't be because the glass is not flat. All right, so once that's on, you're going to take your credit card or your ruler, whatever you have on hand, and you're just going to rub it down really well. So now all we have to do is tear back our transfer tape. You want to do this really slowly and carefully, because if anything is stuck to the tape, you want to be able to push it back down and make sure it's sticking to the glass. It usually doesn't, but every once in a while it can be a little stubborn. So you're just going to lift up your transfer tape. Everything should be stuck to the glass. All right. So now all we have to do is apply the dress. So sometimes I like to just cut it down, especially on the top and the bottom, just so you can really see, you know, oops, where it's going to go. So same thing as before, you're going to just peel back. Okay, now see how that didn't quite stick to the tape? So we're just going to stick it back down. So you just want to go slow to make sure you can catch that if it's not sticking well. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to line it up where we want it. Same thing as before, we want to stick it down in the center. And work out to the sides. Because this dress is so small, it's pretty easy to get that on correctly. We're just going to do the same thing. All right, and there you have it. This glass was purchased at the Dollar Tree, so it's a really economical, fun way to have a personalized gift for your bridal party.